It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good Thursday morning to you. Hope your week is going well. We are going to start with some news.
All right, here's a look. Family medicine doctor at Cox Health is now behind bars. Dr. Louis Crin is charged with second-degree sexual assault and sexual contact with a student. Yeah, incidents that apparently did not happen while he was acting as a doctor on the job. Court documents say the alleged sexual contact was as a volunteer with a Springfield Public Schools student. Cox says Dr. Crin is on leave as is protocol pending that investigation. Another ATM was ripped apart by thieves. Yesterday, an ATM in Buffalo was the target. In the last 6 months, 16 ATMs have been hit. Can you believe that? A lot of times it's happening in rural areas like Urbana and Salem, for instance. Police say it looks like a big Ford truck using brand new chains, circles the ATM machine, tries to pull it out of the ground. Then they break into it with a crowbar. No arrests have been made. You are asked to call local police if you have any information on these cases.
That's quite a ring of thefts that are going on with those ATMs. Whoever's doing it got it down to a science, it sounds like.
Yikes. I know. It sounds like it.
Yeah. Looks like Missouri could soon be the fourth state in the country to ban Medicaid reimbursements to Planned Parenthood. The Missouri House of Representatives approved legislation that would end Medicaid reimbursements to any health centers affiliated with abortion providers. Democrats argued against that, saying the state cannot support the thousands of Medicaid patients who could be displaced from Planned Parenthood. A new bill waiting to be signed now by President Biden, and he is expected to sign it, gives TikTok's parent company an ultimatum. Either sell the app or be banned in the United States. Lawmakers from both sides call the Chinese-owned app a national security threat for collecting info on Americans and for spreading misinformation by promoting certain content. Content creators are hoping it stays, many of them, and TikTok owners say they aren't going anywhere. They will sue to make sure that happens. If TikTok's owner can't or won't sell the app in the next 9 months, TikTok would not disappear from phones, but users would be unable to update or download the app. So eventually it would become a problem for them.
That's interesting, isn't it? There's a lot of people on TikTok. A lot of people make a lot of money on TikTok.
It's true.
But I mean, both parties now say and have been saying that it is a threat to national security. So to me, it seems like a no-brainer, but I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm not making my living on TikTok. So.
Well, I know there are some Americans who want to buy TikTok and take it over. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank is one of them. He's been very vocal about that because of so many people on it. And a lot of young people on it. So I don't know. I didn't think they would actually go through with it, but it looks like they're going to do it. Well, but
all right.
Of course, we'll see what happens in court. Courts could decide anything.
But for now, 9 months, and then a decision must be made. All right. It was a standing ovation on Tuesday night at the Springfield Public School Board meeting. Olinda Osborne was the bus driver 3 weeks ago. You'll remember when a 25-year-old man who was a registered sex offender forced his way onto her bus. It happened in a neighborhood near Field Elementary. Osborne yelled at him saying, "This is my bus," and told him to get off it. 13 students jumped out the back door of the bus and ran off. William Trenton Moore was taken into custody. And that same day, after a standoff with police, he was charged with hijacking a vehicle and assault with intent to commit hijacking. Olinda was back on the job the very next morning, committed to her students. She wanted them to know she was okay and that they were going to be okay.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
That is amazing. A lot of things went so right in that situation. The kids knew to get off out the back. She knew to stall the guy and distract him and keep his attention up front without letting him get control of the bus.
Yeah.
I think the only problem in the whole thing is that he was able to pry open the bus doors. So
Yeah.
I imagine that somebody's working on a fix for that now, because that
Yeah,
seems like that could be an issue going forward.
yeah. I mean, gosh, it's weird how something happens and then you have to like figure out a fix to it. But like the rarity of that ever happening, you know what I mean? Like that was
Yeah, I mean, it has been rare to this point, but it really shows the vulnerability of it.
right. True. Okay, now to this. Speaking of vulnerability, another Springfield restaurant is closing up shop. Missouri Mike's Barbecue on West Chestnut Expressway says Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, is their last. The owner's Facebook post was very vulnerable. He says, in part, I have put in insane hours, poured my heart and soul into food, and gained a lifetime of debt, thinking it'll be all right. Wrong. It's not all right. 2 other restaurants under that same owner that he had in town have already also both closed.
Man, I hate that.
The post. I hate that.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard how hard it is to be a small business owner in general, but then specifically for the restaurant business. Actually, I think it's Shark Tank. I think it is Shark Tank that I learned that from, about just the vast majority of them fail, you know?
Yeah, it's a sad deal, because small business owners, they do work so hard. They put in so many hours, that many of which they're unpaid for, especially in the early years. Many times they spend all of their savings to make this dream come true. And then, man, when it doesn't work out, it's crushing. It's a crushing blow.
Yeah.
Hate
Yep, you can hit him up between now and Saturday if you want to.
Hate it for him. Hey, don't forget the Friends of the Library book sale is going on right now. More than 500 volunteers are working it out at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds E-Plex. You can get books starting at 10 cents. 10 cents for children's books.
Awesome.
There are also some brand new bestsellers that go for as low as $4 or $5. So the Friends of the Library book sale going on now at the E-Plex through Sunday. And I think Saturday is half price day. So you can get lots of good deals. I know a lot of people, this is like a holiday for them. They take off to go to that.
Yeah. It's always popular.
And this Saturday is National Prescription Drug Take Back Day. So if you have old or unwanted pills that you just have in your medicine cabinet, you want to get rid of them, now you can do so safely. More than 200 local law enforcement agencies are taking part, so you can find a collection site near you where you can take those pills. Go to DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, DEATakeback.com.
Yep. DEATakeback.com. So that's always a good program. I mean, they started that, I don't know, a decade, maybe even more than a decade ago, but it's a popular thing and a good thing. So, okay, finally the Missouri Cherry Blossom Festival starts today in Marshfield. It is 3 days of a lot of fun. They have all kinds of events featuring Nostalgia Fest, at which some of the actors from Little House on the Prairie will be there. They're going to be signing autographs as well. So that's cool. Another highlight is Aunt Norma from the Children's Hour. Yeah. She will be there. You know, the Children's Hour TV show that she used to do on KY3. So Aunt Norma, Little House on the Prairie. What more could you ask for? Well, there's a lot more. You can check out their complete schedule at cherryblossomfest.com.
Yeah, I was looking at that schedule yesterday, and man, it is full. It is
always impressive. It is always impressive.
They have descendants. I've never been, but they have descendants from presidents that will be there talking about history, and former first ladies, family members, and just talking about the importance of they've got just a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I have been, and it is truly impressive. And it's been a few years, but it's worth your time. And I hope that the weather is good, because that's huge for obviously any outdoor activity. And I know that there's rain in the forecast today, so you'll have to stay tuned for Abby Dyer. Get your wake up weather with Abby. But man, I hope for them good weather for the whole weekend.
And I saw a lot of that stuff is indoors, so it's a mixture.
Yeah, right. It is a mixture, but like there's a parade typically. Right. So yeah. Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Ethan, glad you're feeling a little tiny bit better.
Yeah, a little bit better. I'm faking it well.
Yeah, I know. I do. I feel like you're faking it well. Good job, babe. Okay. Have a great day and we'll see you tomorrow.
Yep. See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather on this Thursday, April 25th. And I hope you have your umbrella with you. If you haven't left home yet, grab it. You're going to want the rain gear across the Ozarks today. We are talking about rain in the Ozarks, and really not just rain, but the potential for flooding exists across the region today. It is going to be a downpour most of the day in a lot of locations across the Ozarks. In fact, I think we've got rain on the radar from start to finish today in most locations. There are already a few rain and storms out there this morning on the radar, and there's more where that came from as we head through the course of the afternoon. Now, temperatures this morning as of 5 a.m., we're starting out right about 53 degrees. We won't warm a whole lot today. The cloud cover, the rain, going to keep our temperatures low. I've got a high temperature of 60 degrees as we head through the course of the afternoon. It's a stormy pattern that we're talking about that began late last night and lasts through the day today as a warm front is lifting north into the region. We've got a whole lot of moisture to tap into, and that will result in heavy, heavy rain today. By the time the day is over, there could be spots that get more than 3 inches of rain, maybe even closer to 4 in some communities. Flash flooding will be an issue with some of the storms out there today, but widespread residual flooding is going to be a problem too, and there is more rain to come with a very stormy pattern that is setting up across the Ozarks. It definitely looks like spring. When you look at my extended forecast, I have multiple opportunities for showers, some thunderstorms, some severe weather, and some really warm days in this extended forecast. So we've got a lot to get to this morning. I told you rain and thunderstorms out there early today. Now, I think that the storms are non-severe in terms of hail and high wind, but the big concern for the forecast on Thursday is that heavy rain and flash flooding. So showers and thunderstorms capable of producing flooding today. You might see some ponding happening on the water. You might see roadways that are covered in water. And if you do that, make sure you turn around and find another way around. It's heavy, heavy rainfall today. And really, I think the best chance to see that includes the Springfield metro area and places back to our west and our south. There's kind of this bullseye for southwest Missouri and northwestern Arkansas that includes southeast Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma. Heavy rain and flash flooding possible through the day, through the evening drive. And of course, once it gets dark tonight, all of that becomes a little bit more difficult to see. Widespread rain, and I expect that there could be a couple of dry periods, but if you see one of those windows of opportunity, take it because rain will quickly move back in. We've also got widespread rain chances in the forecast period for Friday. I expect we'll have a few chances for some dry time on Friday too, but rain and storms look severe on Friday as well through the midday hours and the early afternoon. I expect we'll have some rain late in the morning on Saturday, but I think Saturday is likely going to be the day of the weekend where we have the biggest window of dry time. And then evening storms move in through the overnight hours. Those could be severe. We've got another chance for severe weather moving in for Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. It is just going to be a severe weather period here lasting Friday morning through Sunday night. So make sure you're staying up to date on the latest forecast and make sure if you have any weekend plans that are outdoors, you have a backup plan. You're prepared to move things inside and have a safe place for everybody to go. Rain showers are going to linger on into Monday morning, but then rain comes to an end on Monday. And by that point, we are really going to appreciate the dry time because there will be spots that have received more than 5 inches of rain through the course of the weekend forecast. I have a risk of severe storms in the forecast on Friday and then again on Sunday. Multiple rounds of storms will be moving through the region, and timing is becoming a bit more of a clear picture here. But the best chance for strong to severe storms appear to be on Friday afternoon and evening, as well as early in the day as we head into Sunday and Sunday afternoon. Today, temperatures are going to be limited. I told you we're near 60 degrees for the high temp with the heavy rain that I'm expecting on the radar all day. Tonight, we fall back into the middle 50s for lows. And then tomorrow, we do get a bit warmer. That warm front will be north of the region with high temperatures back into the middle 70s. It's a stormy pattern that we have, and I expect that we see those strong storms moving in early in the day tomorrow. Today, the risk is for heavy rain and flood potential, and it's a whole lot of rain for a whole lot of folks here in the middle part of the country. This is going to be taking place not only for us here in the Missouri Ozark, but it stretches all the way back to the DFW area in Texas, all the way up through portions of central Illinois, Iowa, even up to Chicago. We are talking about seeing a stormy pattern with heavy rain. So there's a lot of folks in the country on high alert for the heavy rain and the severe storm chances that will impact us over the next couple of days. It's that unsettled weather and severe storm chance that's taking the national headlines in the weather department for much of the country, the central United States dealing with that. Fire weather conditions then developing back to the southern high plains. That will be the case today and tomorrow. And then above average temperatures will linger around for the weekend for the Great Basin into the plains. And we are going to be near 80 degrees here again in the Ozarks by Saturday. So we get in on some of that warm weather as well. All right, it is time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question. This is the question that I left you with yesterday. I myself am anticipating a lot of muddy footprints, muddy dog prints. They're so hard to clean the paws when they come in this rainy spring weather. But you can brighten a carpet and remove muddy footprints with what? Do you think it is A, salt, B, pepper, C, sugar, or D, cinnamon? Pepper and cinnamon, probably obvious, the wrong answer. You don't want to add to the look of mess on the carpet, but it is actually A, salt. Did you know this? I would not normally try to put salt on my carpet, but it's Epsom salt. Spread it over the area so that it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. Give it 15 minutes to sit. It should be nice and dry. This trick will even work on carpet. This will work on hard surfaces and carpet. The dirt won't stick to it very well without water, and then you can simply clean the floor like normal. However, and this is a big disclaimer, don't go cleaning your carpets with salt and say I told you to, because salt can stain some surfaces. So you've had your warning. Here's a question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. What's something a typhoon has never done? Produce a tornado, form near the equator, grow 500 miles wide, or cross the equator after forming? I'll have the answer for you. That's tomorrow on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thanks so much for listening, and grab the umbrella.